What is going on, guys? It is Monday, August 25th. It's about 3 weeks now, I believe, post-op. I know I haven't been posting a lot like I said I would. Just been really busy this past couple weeks. Just catching up, hanging out with my girlfriend and just working. But finally got some downtime. Now I can start focusing a little bit more on these videos. And then now starting on my personal fitness recovery now. So now we're going to kind of start shifting gears a little bit away from post-op. Post-op was about 2 weeks, and now this is my first week of doing fitness. So like today I did 45 minutes walking, super light, low impact, nothing crazy, just trying to get back into the rhythm of things. I feel like I'm at a good point to kind of do like a soft restart. Weighed myself this morning. It was 231. This is the heaviest I've ever been. And so I feel like this is a really good starting point for me to kind of kick things back into gear, lose some weight, get back into shape again. I know for me personally, I don't like the way I look right now. So I figured what better motivator than to do this and then to also stay on top of it, post to you guys. Obviously there's a community out there that across the world that is searching to get this surgery done. So a refresher for those of you that might be new or may have forgotten, I had an open inguinal surgery done for my hernia. It was on my right hand side. Went to the doctor's appointment. I had my doctor's appointment last Monday, and doctor explained to me it was a lot worse than she thought. It was pretty much little TMI, but it was all the way down in like the lower half of like my right side scrotum. So it was just everywhere. So they had to do a little more work around, and they had to do a little more surgery and a little more cutting and stuff like that to get me all patched up. I actually got, where is the paper at? I got the stupid paper for my surgery. Let me go ahead and just tell you guys. $42K for this surgery is what the American healthcare system is charging. 36 of it was deducted, so I owe $6,000, right at $6,000 even. Yeah, we're going on payment plans on that bad boy, but it is expensive. But that's why I highly recommend, if you do have surgery, if you do have insurance, don't worry about the price point. You can figure that out later. Get the surgery done. It is absolutely life-changing already. And I'll explain that later. I'm actually kind of excited to explain that because it is just otherworldly, the difference that it's made already, and it's only been 3 weeks. So to kind of play it forward back, I had my surgery, I believe August 5th, which was a Tuesday. Super simple. Again, just a quick refresh. Went in, anesthesiologist gave me the deuces, said see you later. Woke up, which felt like 5 minutes, and I was all done. Super quick, super painless. If you were on the boat like me, where it was kind of nervous, anxious, don't be. I even looked up videos of the surgery being done in like 35 minutes, but there were smaller hernias, but I just wanted an idea of what was going to be happening. I think most of my anxiety, which I think a lot of your anxiety, for those of you watching this, is maybe just the fear of getting it done. Trust me, there's really not much you can do. My biggest fear was just like, I just felt vulnerable, laying on that table, not having control over anything could happen, and I have no control over it. And I think that's what scared me the most, was just not having that ability to like do something. But again, you're in good hands. These surgeons know what they're doing. My surgeon did a bang up job, absolutely perfect. The scar itself is actually healing really well. I'm putting I forget what, like scar ointment or whatever on there. I don't know, I just don't want to look at it. And so the first week was just rest. Drink your water, take your vitamins, take your supplements. I highly recommend, even if you don't work out and even if you don't do any kind of extracurricular activity outside of walking, highly recommend taking collagen peptide, highly recommend taking fish oils, and highly recommend at least doing a 30-day supply of creatine monohydrate, because you want to build that. You have to build that muscle back. You have to. So creatine monohydrate will help with that. The collagen peptide will help with like your skin, and like all of those, just the overall healing process of that area. A lot of tissue got cut up. A lot of stuff got redone and all that. So the collagen peptide will help revitalize that, make it stronger again, the fibers and all that stuff. The fish oils, again, your muscles have to get back to where it needs to be, if not stronger. So the fish oils, I feel like, will help with that as well. But also, because you're gonna be sitting for like a week, so your joints are gonna kind of not necessarily deteriorate, but you're gonna feel kind of achy. So I feel like the fish oils kind of keeps everything rejuvenated and limber. So when you do start to get back into activities again, you're not feeling like an old man, or unable to go back and do it again. So that was the first week, just a lot of rest, a lot of drinking water, really watching what you eat, because I managed to maintain my weight for the most part. I really didn't gain anything, and I think that was because it was a lot of liquid diet, and it was also like I was very mindful of what I was eating, very low on the carbs, drinking a lot of fluids, and then eventually once I felt up to eating, then I could eat. Had my bowel movement about around the time that I wanted to, or most people did. About the fourth day, I finally was able to poop, so that was nice. And yeah, just that's it really. You're not doing much. Maybe if you're active enough and you're feeling up for it. For me, on like the fourth or fifth day, so that Saturday I went out, just walked around. That was nice. Sunday I went out and did like a 4 mile walk. Would not recommend doing that. Personally, that was not fun. But it is what it is. Luckily I didn't hurt myself. Definitely take it slow. Don't rush into it thinking like you're gonna be Hercules or whatever. So the second week, Monday I went back. So that following Monday I went back to work. I worked that whole week. It was uncomfortable. Sitting in that. So we drive a RAV4 for work because I work security, and getting in and out of that vehicle was rough. I did have to be careful still. It was still a fresh wound. I still didn't quite know internally what was healing well or whatnot. The only issues I had was just like I felt like maybe it was the mesh pinching. Every now and then I would stretch or I would do something and I'd feel some kind of stretch a little bit and then it would go away. And so I'm thinking that because of the mesh, the size of the mesh and all that, what they use, because you got to think that's getting bedded into your muscle. That's getting bedded into your skin, right? It's fusing with your body. I feel like for a while it was just like trying to like stretch its way around. Like, okay, this is a new movement. We're going to stretch this way. Or this is a new movement. We're going to stretch that way. So like I was trying to stretch a little bit, but not enough to like rip it. But like, hey, get you in the moment, right? Like this is how Alex operates, right? And then like same with you, right? Who getting that mesh to kind of form to you, and how you move and how you operate and whatnot. And then so the second week was a learning curve, trying to learn how to get in and out of the vehicle and walk like an old man, and having all these people kind of tease you because you walking like a roly-poly. So this will be my third week, I believe, back at work. And I will say right now, currently, I feel great. There's a slight discomfort, more or less now. Again, maybe a little too much, maybe a little TMI, but I'm trying to be transparent in terms of everything. So like that where you have your scrotum, right, and then you've got that like that little gap in between your leg and like your scrotum area. I believe that my doctor explained to me that, and if you get an open surgery, specifically for the males, of course, get like a numbing sensation, or like it's kind of numb. And so I've been feeling that for a while now. It's told that it was completely normal. It is still swollen, but not as bad. Everything looks normal now, but like there is still a little bit of some swelling. I could feel, I'm guessing it's like my vas deferens, or I'm not sure, but it's like one of the main thing, whatever, still feels a little swollen, still feels a little puffy. The surgical site, that whole area, that whole line, right, it's still very swollen. But it's not like a painful swollen. It's just kind of like, I just had a major surgery, so, it's going to take a few months for that to go away, of course. From what I was explained, it'll take a few months for that to go away. My roommate had an umbilical hernia, and she's got a bump forever. So hopefully that's not my case, but if it is, I mean, it's like, you kind of learn to live with it. I will say, though, right now, currently, I do feel really good. When I had my doctor's appointment last Monday, she told me 2 weeks. So this week will be my quote unquote second week. So I'm not going to the gym at all this week. I'm walking for 45 minutes at a decent pace. Got a good sweat going. Got about 6,000 steps in. Obviously, I just want to try to get to that 10,000 step mark, and then just increase it from there. So next week, what I'll start doing is I'll train lightweight. So I have to go back to like 20s and 30s again, which is fine. And then probably do the bike or walk, but I'll probably do the bike. Do the bike for 45 minutes, and then come home. Um, let's see. Other than that, yeah, it's been pretty nice. This, like I said, I believe this is my third week. I feel really good. I'm bending over, picking things up. I'm bending over, tying my shoelaces. I'm picking stuff up. My girlfriend's kid, I'm able to pick him up out of the car seat from my car and put him on the floor. No strain, no nothing. Of course, I'm like lifting like they teach you in the warehouse, right? Lift with your legs, not your back. So I'm kind of keeping everything tight, close to me, right? Kind of funny, but um, just trying to lift the right way, not overextend myself. Still, there are still some things that I'm kind of leery on picking up. So like my roommates, I'll have them help me. Like if something's kind of far, I was like, I don't want to risk it, right? Can you pick that up for me or reach that for me? But like walking upstairs with my laundry or picking up things under about 40 pounds is pretty easy. Getting in and out of the vehicle now is super easy. It doesn't hurt at all. There's no pain. I'm not in pain at all. As of right now, there's no pain. Um, so, but yep. Other than that, it's been pretty easy. Still taking my vitamins and still doing my stuff, and just kind of keeping active. That's the biggest thing, right? You want to like stay active, and uh, you don't want to gain more weight because that's probably why you might have gotten it in the first place. So definitely want to watch that or use it to your advantage, right? Get active, eat right, um, you know, count your calories, start getting back into the swing of maybe trying to lose weight, trying to get back into shape. Um, you don't want to heal your hernia over fat rather than strong muscle because that's why it tore in the first place, right? It was weak ab wall, and go from there. So I'll be posting once a week now. So every Monday, I'll be dropping something, just a weekly update, especially for the gym. Probably try to figure out how to do that. I'm still new to this, so pardon me if it's not consistent. I might do something on TikTok. I don't know yet. My brother said something about it, but I'm not too sure. Um, but yeah, other than that, I hope this video finds you well, and I hope you're able to. If you have any questions that I may not have answered, don't hesitate to ask. Um, I'm still going about it day by day. But like I said, I feel freaking great. I mean, I'm so glad I got the surgery done now. I actually got used to it pretty quick, not having to like push it back in. So I'm very thankful for that. But hope you have a good Monday, and I'll see you next week. Peace.